So
No,
I was trying to
that's
see
why that Mel, just for those that are watching the recording, Mel just said that he flagged this question because it took him a long time. He actually got it correct. This is the perfect question to review because there's a reason. Even at one, maybe he was narrowing it down to two and he wasn't completely sure on an answer choice. So we can affirm that he got it right for the right reasons. And the second thing is maybe there's a way that we can get to the answer choice faster. So there's maybe something that he meant, even though he got it to the right answer and he was sure of the answer, why did it take him so long? So let's go ahead and read the stimulus. Although the geological record contains at least one hint of major meteor impacts preceding mass extinctions. Okay, so there's at least some record out there that shows at least one hint of a major meteor impact coming before a mass extinction. So there were many extinctions that did not follow any major meteor impacts. I love this sentence. So if we break this down to the part of an argument, what is this set part here? What part of an argument is this?
Premise.
It is a premise. What kind of premise?
Opinion.
Starts with a C. So this is a perfect example of a concession.
Oh, concession.
Yeah, so they're saying, hey, although there are some hints, or at least one hint that major meteor impacts come before mass extinctions, we're admitting that, like, hey, we do see that there's some hints there. However, there are many extinctions that did not follow any known major meteor impacts. So we're saying, hey, there are some hints that major meteor impacts happen and then mass extinctions happen. Hold on, major media and then mass extinctions. But there's also all these times where there was not major meteor impacts before the mass extinctions. That's what I know so far. Likewise, or in addition, or continuing on, there are many records of major meteor impacts that do not seem to have been followed by mass extinctions. What does the word many mean?
Many things.
Many things. We don't even know what many means. Many means many things. In this case, we do have a some and we do have a many. So oftentimes I say, hey, you can even think of many as at least one. I would say that many probably is stronger than some in this situation since they're up against each other. But still, so maybe this many means at least two. We don't know. Many means many things. There are many. So now we're saying, and there's all these other examples that major meteor extinctions happened, or I'm sorry, major meteor impacts happened, and there was not a mass extinction. So all of a sudden I'm like, none of these things are real. So it sounds like anything is possible based on our information so far.
That throws me off.
Thus, the geological record suggests that there is no consistent causal link between major meteor impacts and mass extinction. So our conclusion is the geological record suggests that there is no consistent causal link between major meteor impacts and mass extinction.
Nicole, I have a question.
Yes.
So after like the first sentence, the likewise is pretty much repeating what was said in the second part of the first sentence. That's where I got confused.
No, because the first sentence says, first half of the first sentence says this. The second half of the first sentence says this. Okay. And the second sentence says this. So it's all different things. All right. So what kind of question is this, Mel?
This is a sufficient assumption question.
Awesome. What's the goal of a sufficient assumption question, Zach?
We want something that a premise that guarantees the conclusion.
Yep, it's a super strengthener. So we want a premise that guarantees the conclusion. So we can predict answers here. So go ahead and take 20 seconds and predict an answer. And I have to give you 20 seconds because I have to take time to predict my own answer. Okay, Zach, what is your prediction?
Because there's like no causal link between like major impacts and mass extinctions. I'm trying, like, although just because like something in regards to some hints doesn't always mean that like something like confirming that just because there's some hints saying that that's sometimes the case, that doesn't mean that there is a causal link. Like sometimes the case in causal link.
What you're saying is a good start, but that actually just strengthens it, because you're saying it's not always necessary, but you're by you saying that if there's just because there are hints, that doesn't have to be true. That strengthens it, but does it guarantee that it doesn't have to be true? Just because some hints aren't necessary doesn't mean that there's no causal link. What do you think, Mel?
I guess the assumption that I kind of made like very vaguely was that if there was a consistent link, then one would be followed by the other.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Always.
I agree.
Yeah, that's very vague though. So I don't know if I'm like
that's
right.
okay. That's vague. Do you hear the difference between what you said and what Mel said, Zach?
Yeah.
Cool. Because like that's where the difference.
Always like always.
Yes, always, rather than it doesn't have to be. It's like, no, if this were true, this would always happen.
Yeah.
Yes, let me say that one more time. If there was a causal link, then one of these things would always happen after the other, or vice versa. So go ahead and look at these answer choices and let me know which one you would pick now.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So let's look at it really quick. If there was a consistent causal link between major and meteor impacts in this, that's literally what we said. Look at that. Like we came up with that.
He's a little funky too. It could be the positive of it though.
Look at this. This is a level 5 question and we predicted the answer. Like, I just want to point that out, how big of a deal that is. Okay. Okay, so let's look at B. Major meteor impacts and mass extinctions cannot be causally linked.
Oh, the word many.
Yes, many, because we have that. This happens.
Yeah. If it was all, that would just be the contrapositive of the correct answer.
Yeah, all. Yeah, that would change it. Yeah, if this said all, that would make it the correct answer. Excellent job. Let me read over these really quick to make sure that I'm not missing another tough wrong answer. C, of the mass extinctions that did not follow any known major meteor impacts, few, if any, followed major. Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, let's be honest.
D, if there is no consistent causal link between major meteor impacts, then not all. This is saying if there is no causal link between them, then not all mass extinctions could have followed major meteor impacts. Well, this is like the opposite of what we need to draw the conclusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to say that there is a causal link, not what it would take for there not to be a causal link. D would just be like pointing out a correlation causation flaw. And then E, there could be a consistent causal link between major meteor impacts and mass extinctions, even if not every major meteor impact has been followed by mass extinction. We don't care about there could be. I would cross that one off right away. So if we got this question right and we're looking at how to get faster, crossing E off right away would be a great first step.
Mm-hmm.